Welcome back to Cybersecurity Unmasked, the podcast by IT BizTech. This is episode 16.
Great to be back.
Today we're diving into something that, might sound a bit mundane maybe. Email systems.
But it's really not mundane when you dig into it.
Exactly. If you're involved with a business today, this is, it's absolutely critical. We're talking about why sticking with old legacy email isn't just inconvenient. It's actually a major strategic problem.
And crucially, the huge benefits businesses are unlocking by finally transforming them.
Right. And for this, we've been digging into insights right here from the IT BizTech blog. We've got articles looking at sort of the digital renaissance of email.
And a really detailed case study we published about helping a client move from a totally failing legacy system over to Microsoft 365. It really brings the issues to life.
So our mission today for this deep dive, we want to unpack those hidden costs, the risks you might not even realize you're facing with old email.
And then explore the strategies the proven returns companies are getting from modernizing. We'll be pulling specifics, numbers, directly from our research.
Yeah, get ready for some potentially surprising facts, like the sheer cost of just maintaining old systems.
Or, on the flip side, just how much ROI you can actually get from email when it's done right, when it's modern.
Okay, let's maybe kick off with a number from the research that honestly really grabbed my attention.
I think I know the one you mean, the U.S. federal agencies.
Yeah. Spending $337 million annually, just maintaining 10 legacy systems.
It's staggering, isn't it? $337 million.
Okay, let's sit with that for a moment. That number's huge. But like our analysis points out, this isn't just a government headache somewhere else.
No, not at all. This is happening maybe on a smaller scale, but it's happening in businesses right now. We see clients wrestling with these exact same underlying problems all the time.
Absolutely. And you have to think about the timing, right? It's 2025.
We're right in the thick of it with AI, cloud tech advancing so fast.
Businesses have to keep up. They have to innovate. And our research basically shows that clinging to an old email system, it's not just holding you back.
It's actively stopping you from using the tech you need for growth, for efficiency. Modernizing isn't optional anymore if you want to stay in the game.
It really is like trying to race in Formula One with, I don't know, a Model T.
Or that analogy from one of the articles, having a Ferrari engine strapped to a horse-drawn carriage.
Oh, that's a good one. You might have great CRM, great cloud tools.
But if your main communication channel, your email, is stuck decades behind, nothing else works properly. It slows everything down.
And this sort of digital complacency, it has a real, often hidden price tag.
Definitely. Our analysis shows that IT modernization just generally brings huge benefits. We're talking things like up to 50% lower maintenance costs.
Wow, 50%.
And a 74% jump in reliability, plus potentially a 14% boost in revenue, according to our findings.
Now, contrast that with a legacy email system that is fundamentally cannot scale when you need it to.
Right. So you miss opportunities, your competitors, they're rolling out new stuff, you're stuck troubleshooting server crashes. Again.
And there was one detail in the research about employee productivity that really hit home for me.
The time spent just searching.
Yes. Employees spending up to 20% of their workday simply looking for information. Think about that for your own team. A fifth of their time.
Just gone, wasted.
And we actually put a number on that based on the data we looked at.
Yeah, for a company with, say, 1,000 employees, average salary around $60K.
That 20% translates to roughly $12 million every single year, just burn searching in clunky, disconnected old systems.
$12 million. That's a massive hidden cost just sitting there.
We saw this play out perfectly in that case study we wrote up, a long-term client of ours.
They were really struggling, this old POP3 email system.
Yeah.
It just wasn't cutting it anymore.
Not even close. It had maybe worked years ago, but now it was failing them badly.
And the specific problems they had, they'll sound incredibly familiar to anyone stuck on old tech.
Like what?
Well, first off, absolutely no backups at all. If data got deleted or lost, poof, gone forever.
That's terrifying from a business continuity perspective.
And performance. Agonizingly slow, which directly impacted how fast they could respond to their clients.
Downtime too, right?
Frequent, unpredictable, just unstable. Mobile access was, well, practically non-existent. Forget working remotely easily.
Even just checking email on your phone was a pain.
Exactly. And no proper integrated calendar. Scheduling was a nightmare. And maybe worst of all, no multi-device sync. Your emails were stuck on one machine.
So their whole way of working was just constantly at risk. They didn't need a quick fix.
No, they needed a complete overhaul, a transformation.
And that brings us to a really important point our blog makes.
Yeah.
Real transformation. It's very different from just migrating.
The old lift and shift. So many businesses think, let's just move it to the cloud.
But our research shows that's often just, well, expensive relocation. You're taking your old problems.
And just shifting them into a shinier, probably more expensive cloud environment. The root issues are still there.
So real transformation needs you to think strategically about the architecture underneath.
Right. The source material lays out 5 main strategic approaches we see companies using.
Okay, what are they?
There's rehosting with strategic intent, so moving to the cloud, but with a plan for how you'll optimize later.
Makes sense.
Then replatforming for immediate gains. That's tweaking existing code to use cloud services better without a full rebuild.
Okay.
Refactoring for performance, redesigning parts for better scaling, better integration. Then re-architecting for innovation.
That sounds bigger.
It is. Rebuilding key parts using modern methods like microservices so you can add features really fast. And finally, complete replacement.
Just moving entirely to a modern cloud-native platform, like the case study client did.
Exactly. And a key technology enabling this modern approach is containerization.
Right. Our analysis found, 88% of IT companies running containers back in 2024.
Yeah, a huge number. And containers, you can think of them as like these small self-contained boxes.
Holding everything an application needs to run.
Precisely. Which makes them super portable and flexible. For email, this means you can deploy updates way faster.
And you can scale specific bits when needed, right? Like if you need more processing for a marketing campaign.
You just scale that part without messing with, say, authentication or storage. It's much more efficient.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk ROI, the return on investment.
Yes, because we absolutely have to challenge that old view of email as just, a basic cost center.
It's so much more. Our research, based on the data we reviewed, states that email marketing alone generates an average ROI of 36 to 1.
$36 back for every single dollar spent. That's huge.
And the source material even breaks it down by industry. Retail, e-commerce, 45 to 1.
Marketing agencies, 42 to 1. Software and tech firms, 36 to 1. Media and entertainment, 32 to 1. It's a powerful channel.
But what's really interesting is how modern platforms boost this even further.
Yeah, companies using A/B testing, they see ROI up to 48 to 1.
And using dynamic content. Personalized stuff.
That gets you 42 to 1 compared to just 21 to 1 if you're not personalizing. The modern infrastructure directly enables these higher returns.
We saw some great real-world examples of this kind of transformation in the materials, too.
Like the healthcare IT provider. They updated their core platform specifically to break through development jams.
And it shifted their whole IT posture from reactive firefighting to being proactive.
And then there's Netflix moving to AWS. That's like the masterclass in re-architecting for massive scale.
They didn't just move. They totally redesigned, turned their infrastructure into a weapon, really.
A core competitive advantage.
And speaking of strategy, the IT BizTech blog actually outlines a full 4-phase modernization playbook that we use with clients.
Right. It provides a really solid structure. Phase 1 is all assessment and strategy.
So deep audits, really understanding the business impact of the old system, defining the vision, spotting the risks.
Then phase 2 is foundation building, setting up that secure cloud environment, planning the data migration carefully, building the security framework, planning integrations.
Phase 3 is the modernization execution. That's where the actual move happens, usually phased. You start rolling out enhanced features, deploying integrations, optimizing performance.
And finally, phase 4, innovation activation. This is where you really start leveraging the new power, integrating AML, advanced personalization, optimizing for revenue, continuous improvement.
That's a journey, right? Not just flipping a switch.
Exactly. And this playbook is precisely what we followed for that case study client. The solution was migrating their entire setup to Microsoft 365 Business Email.
And our team handled everything.
End to end. The goal was minimal disruption, minimal downtime, and absolutely zero data loss. Every mailbox, contact, setting, all moves safely.
So what technology actually makes that possible? What's under the hood?
Well, cloud-native architecture is fundamental. It simplifies admin hugely, gives you automatic updates, much better security built-in, global access.
And you totally eliminate managing those physical servers on-premise. Huge headache gone.
Then there's AI-powered intelligence. Our research mentions 65% of companies are using generative AI now.
And in modern email, AI does things like sophisticated spam filtering, threat detection,
Optimizing content, figuring out the best time to send marketing emails, providing predictive insights. It's becoming essential.
and the integration ecosystem. That's key too, isn't it?
Hugely. With platforms like Microsoft 365, email stops being this isolated silo. It connects seamlessly with your CRM, your productivity tools, collaboration platforms.
It becomes a real communications hub.
Exactly.
So how do you know if this big transformation actually worked? What do you measure?
Good question. The blog highlights specific KPIs that really tell the story. On the technical side, you're looking at things like system uptime, aiming for 99.9% or better.
Email delivery speed needs to be sub-second. Storage efficiency, you often see reductions of 40–60%.
And a big one, security incidents. You should see a massive reduction, like 90% plus.
Okay, that's the tech side. What about the business impact?
You measure employee productivity boosts. Our data suggests up to 40% is possible. Big reductions in IT maintenance costs, maybe 30–50%.
How quickly can you deploy new features?
That can be up to 80% faster on a modern platform. And crucially, you start to see measurable revenue attribution from your email efforts.
And don't forget the user experience itself.
Right. Things like 100% mobile accessibility, instant search across everything, seamless collaboration features, and that dynamic personalization capability.
And looping back to the case study, the M365 migration delivered exactly these points for the client, right?
Absolutely. They got the high availability, the speed, the top-tier security, full mobile access, multi-device sync.
And finally, that integrated calendar and contacts piece that solved so many daily frustrations.
It really fixed their core problems.
Now, despite all these benefits, we still hear that phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. People think their ancient system is, just about working.
And this is maybe the critical point we need to address. Why is that thinking just so dangerous now in 2025?
Because those systems might look like they're working, but our analysis shows they are silently killing your competitiveness every single day.
While your team is bogged down manually entering data or hunting through old emails, your competitors are using AI automation and slick integrated workflows.
So building that business case for change is absolutely vital, and framing it correctly,
It can't just be an IT project. It has to be positioned as a core business transformation.
you need to quantify the ROI, not just IT savings, but productivity gains, faster time to market, better customer experience.
And our sources stress tailoring that case. The CEO wants strategic advantage. The CFO needs the ROI numbers. Operations wants efficiency. Marketing wants personalization and revenue impact.
You need to speak their language.
Precisely. And honestly, the security aspect alone should be enough to convince many organizations.
Legacy systems are just leaky sieves, aren't they? Often using ancient encryption like SSL 3.0, SHA-1,
Things that are known to be broken, easily compromised.
and the cost of a breach. It's astronomical. You mentioned the Equifax breach earlier.
2017. Caused by an unpatched flaw in a legacy system. The penalty, $1.4 billion.
Villian with a B.
The research is clear. It's not if your vulnerable old system gets hit, it's when, and how bad the damage will be.
Whereas modern platforms, they have security baked in.
Right. Multi-factor, authentication, MFA, zero trust principles, automated patch management, closing holes fast, advanced threat protection, compliance automation for things like GDPR, HIPAA, SOX. It's night and day.
And looking forward, these modern systems are built differently, aren't they? To be more adaptable.
Yeah, the microservices advantage is key. The platform isn't one giant monolithic block of code.
It's broken down into smaller independent services.
Exactly. So you can update, say, your spam filter or add a new AI feature without taking the whole email system offline.
That makes it much easier to evolve as the business changes.
Totally. An API-first design, that means it's built from the ground up to connect easily with other technologies.
Like new AI tools, internal systems, updated CRMs.
Without needing complex, custom-built bridges every time. Your system can grow with your strategy.
The sources also mentioned vendor selection briefly, looking beyond just features.
Yeah, thinking about their innovation roadmap, their partner ecosystem, how scalable they are, their security philosophy, support quality. It's a strategic partnership.
And doing a proper total cost of ownership or TCO analysis.
Right, not just the subscription price. You need to factor in migration costs, training, integrations, the opportunity cost of staying put, and those hidden savings we talked about.
And when you actually do the implementation, best practices are key.
Absolutely. A phased approach is nearly always the way to go. Minimize disruption.
Start with a pilot group, maybe 50, 100 users.
Yeah, work out the kinks, Then maybe roll out department by department, then the whole organization.
And the data migration piece, that sounds like a huge task.
It's often the biggest technical hurdle.
Yeah.
User mailboxes are usually terabytes of data.
You need a really solid plan for messages, attachments, contacts, calendars.
Distribution lists, shared mailboxes, any app integrations, mobile device settings, it all needs careful planning.
Okay, so you've got the tech sorted, the migration planned, but what about the people?
Ah, yes. Change management. Absolutely critical. Any transformation like this, especially touching email, which everyone uses, it fails without buy-in.
You need a really clear communication strategy.
Constant communication. Explain the why, the vision. Address concerns openly, celebrate the small wins, and provide really good training.
That training investment sounds non-negotiable.
It is. Any big change needs proper, large-scale retraining. And it can't just be, here's the new button.
It needs to show people how these new tools actually make their jobs easier, how they transform their work.
Exactly. Help them see the benefits for them.
And how do you measure success beyond just the launch day?
Good point. We recommend using 30, 60, 90-day checkpoints. Actively monitor things like technical stability, user adoption rates, are people using the new features.
Check early productivity signs, see how integrations are working, track support ticket volume, get user feedback.
Look for those early ROI indicators, too.
And then you need longer-term metrics.
Definitely. Over year one, are you seeing those cost savings, productivity gains, security improvements materialize? Year two, what's the revenue impact? How fast are you deploying innovations?
And year 3 and beyond, you're looking at strategic advantages, market differentiation, how it correlates with overall business growth.
Right. That case study client's journey really exemplifies this moving to a modern, secure, scalable system that positions them for long-term success and growth. It wasn't just about fixing email. It was about enabling the future.
So the competitive reality, based on everything we've discussed from our research,
It's stark, isn't it? Waiting isn't really an option. Your competitors are moving. We found 23% of organizations are already budgeting for Gen AI initiatives.
and they know AI needs modern infrastructure. You can't run advanced AI on clunky legacy systems.
Those old systems are anchors. In a world demanding agility, they just hold you back.
So pulling all these threads together from our deep dive into the IT BizTech blog material, the case for modernizing legacy email, it's just overwhelming.
It really is. It's driven by cost savings, yes, but also massive productivity gains, critical security needs, and just staying competitive.
It's not just an IT upgrade anymore. Our research shows it's about unlocking the whole organization's potential. Companies with modern systems, they deploy features 80% faster.
And our sources really crystallize it with that powerful concluding question. We echo it here at IT BizTech all the time.
In today's world, the question isn't really, can we afford to modernize our email?
The real question is, can you afford not to?
Your competitors are moving. Your customers expect modern interactions. Your employees are wasting time. Your future growth depends on having the right foundation.
Are you going to embrace this digital renaissance for email or, well, risk getting left behind?
That feels like the perfect place to leave things,
Yeah.
a thought to really mull over.
Yeah. Just imagine what's possible with a truly modern, integrated communication hub, connecting everything, leveraging AI, seamless collaboration.
It's a future that legacy systems just can't power.
Indeed. So this has been episode 16 of Cybersecurity Unmasked by IT BizTech.
And if you missed our last deep dive, episode 15, that was all about IT security mistakes to avoid. Definitely worth checking out.
Absolute.
Join us next time for another deep dive.